Hi, my name is Tony. 18 years ago I was an alcoholic and had been for around 25 years due to business commitments and the troubles. That's what led me to the drink. They say that one drink is one too many and 100 is not enough. That was exactly right in my case. At that time, one of my sons asked me if I'd like to go to church with him on Sunday night, as there was a pastor coming from another church to preach. It wasn't that often my son would ask me to go to church, and I didn't like to refuse him, so I said I would go. The Saturday night before it, I didn't drink as much as I would normally, because I didn't like going to church with drink in me. On Sunday we headed off to the church in Uri. During the service, as the pastor was preaching, I was suffering from a headache and other pains all over my body, and I just wasn't in form. I didn't hear a word he said. I went in one ear and straight out the other. After the service, I had tea, coffee and sandwiches. As I was sitting there, the pastor came over to me and sat beside me. I had known him for a long time. He said to me, "Tony, did you ever think of giving your heart to the Lord?" I just looked at him and said, "Yes, I have, many a time." He said to me, "Why haven't you?" I said to him, "I don't know the way and I don't know where to get the map." He looked at me and said, "Jesus said, I am the way, the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." A wee switch flicked in the back of my head and I burst out crying. I cried my eyes out and I looked at him and said, I'm ready. He prayed with me that night and led me to the Lord. Then the Lord lifted me and carried me to the foot of the cross, and he lay me down and laid his hands on me. He removed the drinking problem from my body and set me free from my burdens. He set me off on a new road, a road to righteousness. I thank and praise God that I have been on that road ever since. There have been many setbacks and many hurdles, but God has always been there to bring me through, and I praise his holy name for that. When I left the church that night, I was free from all pain, walking on air as if my feet were not touching the ground. On my journey home, I sang hymns in the car, a thing I have never done before. I didn't know any hymns, but the words just kept coming to me. It was powerful. When I got home, I was so excited. I rang all the TV stations and radio stations to let them know that I had given my heart to the Lord. My life took a turn for the better after that. I have still uneasy times in my life and in my walk with the Lord, but he is always there to uphold me, to guide me and bring me through many, many times. I have walked through the valley, but he has always been there with me, and I thank him for that. After that, I got myself involved in church meetings and greeting at the door and helping with all the things throughout the church. My wife gave her heart to the Lord 6 months after me and went through Bible college. She was doing well in her ministry work. Unfortunately, she took cancer and died sometime later. That broke my heart. After 49 years of marriage. But again, the Lord was there to keep me uplifted and help me through. 2 years later, after that, my oldest son died of a brain tumour. But God was still there beside me, walking with me, bringing me through it. I thank and praise his name that I am as strong today as I was back then when I gave my heart to the Lord. I am now involved in ministry, working with people who suffer from cancer, both in palliative care and telephone calls to those suffering at home. I am also involved in radio and music ministries, promoting the word of God throughout the country. Friend, let me tell you this. If you are suffering tonight, if you think you're hopeless and nothing left to do, just think on this. There is always hope. Always hope. Jeremiah 33:3 tells us, "Call on to me and I will answer you and show you great and unsearchable things you do not know." God is ready. Are you? He is waiting on your call. Call him now. I didn't have to take the 12-step plan that the alcoholics take. I took the one-step plan to the foot of the cross, and the Lord did the rest. And just to finish, I have never had a drink since I gave my heart to the Lord 18 years ago. Thank you. Amen.